Hi, I'm Jasper with Knivesandtools.com, and today we're going to have a look at two very popular Swedish bushcraft knives. The Morakniv Garberg and the Morakniv Kansbol. They are quite similar to one another, but there are some major differences. Let's dive in. Let's start off by looking at the similarities between these two knives. Both are obviously made by Morakniv in the town of Mora, Sweden. The build quality is top-notch, and that for a very attractive price. Another striking similarity between the two is the handle. If you look closely, then you see that the shape is really similar between either knife. This means that the ergonomics, which are great, are very similar between either of these two knives. Then on to the differences, and more precisely the blade steel. This Morakniv Kansbol is made out of Sandvik 12C27 steel. This is a tough type of steel, which is easy to sharpen and it's very stainless. The Morakniv Garberg is made out of Sandvik 14C28N steel. This steel offers much better edge retention and it's also extremely tough. It might be slightly harder to sharpen, but it's still not very difficult to do. It's also even slightly more stainless than the 12C27 used on the Kansbol. So out of these two, the Garberg offers significantly better steel. But then we need to introduce an outlier here. The Morakniv Garberg Carbon. This knife has a blade made out of a carbon steel that's very similar to 1095 carbon steel. It's extremely tough, very easy to sharpen, but it's not really stainless. But Morakniv took care of that with this nice black coating on the blade. Next it's onto the blade grind. This Morakniv Garberg has a really nice Scandi grind. It's simple because simple works. Here we have the Morakniv Kansbol, which also has a Scandi grind, but if you take a close look you see that the tip is thinned out. This makes this knife better for food prep. If you compare these two, then you'll notice that it's really hard to cut, for instance, a potato in two with the Garberg, because the Garberg will basically split the potato, whereas the tip of the Kansbol will actually cut the potato and not push the sides of the potato aside. Therefore, we feel that the Kansbol is a little bit better if you go for camping, and the Garberg is a little bit better if you really go for the bushcraft tasks. This thinner tip on the Kansbol also has a small downside. It means that the tip is slightly weaker than the tip on the Garberg. Another difference is that the Kansbol has a blade thickness of 2.4 mm, whereas the Garberg has a 3 mm thick blade. The difference is slight, but it might make the difference for you. And then there's the difference in weight. Because the tang on the Garberg fills a larger part of the handle, it actually protrudes right here. It makes the Garberg a heavier knife. It weighs in at 170 grams. The tang on the Kansbol is a lot smaller and the blade is slightly thinner, which makes that the Kansbol only weighs in at 100 grams. This is quite a difference if you go ultralight camping or hiking. And now it's onto the sheaths. Actually, these sheaths are kinda interchangeable between either model. The Kansbol fits in the Garberg sheath and the Garberg fits in the Kansbol sheath. But for the Garberg there is another option. We have a really nice leather sheath for the Garberg. This is a lot quieter because the knife doesn't rattle in it like it might do in the plastic one. So this is a better option for hunters. Both of these knives have a very sharp spine, which is excellent for use with a firesteel. But the Garberg has another bonus. On the end of the handle you'll see that the tang is protruding from the plastic, which makes sure that you can also use this half for scraping a firesteel or scraping tinder from a piece of wood. Now, let's talk money. This Garberg might be twice as expensive as the Kansbol, but is it worth it? Well, Morakniv actually calls it their most durable knife ever. And it might be pricey compared to the rest of the Morakniv assortment, but comparing the Garberg and its quality to the rest of the market, it's actually a really good deal. Now to the Kansbol. It costs less, but is it a bad knife? Of course not, it's a really great knife. It's great for camping and hiking and all kinds of other outdoor activities when you don't need the heavy duty qualities of the Garberg. And for the price, you can't go wrong. So, these are the differences and similarities between the Morakniv Kansbol and the Morakniv Garberg. Want to learn more about them? Check out the links in the description. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.